Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what to sell on Craigslist, and in particular, what to sell on Craigslist during this holiday season. Alright guys, so it's about to hit December and the holidays and Christmas season is about to be in full swing. So what does that mean for you guys? That means that you guys need to start selling some stuff on Craigslist because the buying rate, the people spending and buying is really high during this time of the year, and this is an opportunity for you guys to make some extra cash. So during this time of the year, you want to sell things on Craigslist that can be easily given as gifts. You want to make it really simple for people to be like, hey, I can give that to my mom or my dad or my friend or my cousin, and it's a really good price for them on Craigslist. During this time, people are in buying mode. They're in the buying mode, and they also want to save at the same time. Because most people, like if you have a family, you have to buy gifts for, you don't have to, but you tend to buy gifts for a bunch of people in your family, friends, co-workers, basically all the people around you. And because you're going to be spending more than usual, you want to look and save, and a lot of people go on Craigslist to find deals on gifts to give during this time. So that's where you come in. You guys want to list your stuff now on Craigslist, stuff that can be easily given as gifts. Now I'm going to be showing you some real examples that I've got here lying around that I'm going to be listing on Craigslist. So when I show you this stuff, I want you guys to get inspired and, maybe think of some things that you guys have around, or maybe, I'm going to show you something and you wouldn't think that that can be given as a gift or that someone would buy that. So I'm hoping to inspire you guys with what I have currently. All right, so you might be thinking that the stuff needs to be brand new and that, it can't be used. Well, you can actually sell used stuff for gifts too. There are lots of people who are looking to buy used items or, relatively items that are in good condition to give as gifts. So don't be discouraged if the item is opened or used. I have sold lots of used items as well as new items on Craigslist. Alright, so first live example here is this Sony record player, for those of you who know what that is. This is a record player from the late 80s. It was my parents', and obviously we don't use it anymore. And I'm going to sell this on Craigslist. This is totally used. It's a bit dusty right now. I need to clean it up, of course. But this is like a vintage item. I've sold lots of vintage items to people on Craigslist. There are lots of collectors who would buy this, or maybe, someone would buy it and they want to give it to their parents or their grandparents or something. Or there are just people who just like vintage stuff. So I'm going to be listing this old turntable, this old record player. Now you might have been thinking that, this is old and dusty and why would you want to list this? It's used. Well, because there's a market for this on Craigslist. People will definitely want to buy stuff like this. And the way I'm going to position it on Craigslist is I'm going to list this on there. And I'm going to say that this is a vintage Sony record player / turntable. And I'm going to say that this was my parents in the late 80s. And that we used to listen to this when we were younger. And that maybe this can be given as a gift to your parents or your grandparents or someone who just loves vintage items. So that's how I would phrase that when listing it on Craigslist. Next is this old laptop. Again, another dusty used item. Yep, I'm going to sell this as well. So this laptop hasn't been used in like 3 or 4 years, and as you can tell, it is older because it's very thick and it's very heavy. It does still work. It does still turn on. And again, when I list this, I'm going to say that, this is a great gift for kids or older people like seniors who are just getting into computers, and they don't want to get like a brand new one. They just want a used one just to go on internet to do really simple kind of stuff. It's all about how you phrase it to give people ideas on what they can do with your item as a gift. And I've sold a bunch of laptops before. I've sold my old netbooks, broken laptops. Believe it or not, you can sell broken items. Even if someone doesn't buy this as a gift, I bet you that people who like to dismantle things and sell electronics for parts, they will buy this. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of people on Craigslist, they will buy used or broken electronics and they will open it up and basically take out all the parts and separate them and sell them separately. Now, I don't have the time or the knowledge to know how to do that myself, so that's why I would just sell it as a whole. So this is another item that I would sell, and again, you might be thinking, this is like old, dusty, like who would want a like old laptop? Trust me, you don't know the people out there on Craigslist. There are a whole range of different types of people looking for stuff. Just because it's something that you don't want or you would buy, don't disregard that other people won't buy it. This is a used Xbox 360. And this isn't mine. This was actually a friend of mine. I'm selling it for them. They asked me to sell this for them. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it for you. And I am getting a percentage cut. I believe I'm getting 30% of whatever I sell this for. And this is like a 120 gig. And it comes with all the cords. It still works. So I can definitely get a good chunk of cash for this. I've sold a bunch of old consoles, video game consoles. Those do really well. Like I've sold the really old kinds like Xbox, like the first Xbox, and Nintendo, like when Nintendo first started. Basically anything video game related does pretty well, whether it's new or old. Alright, so I've got this blender here. I actually have more than one blender. I think I have like 2 blenders, a couple of toasters, a hot water thing, and a hard-boiled egg maker. Now, I have all of these used appliances, and I'm going to sell them all on Craigslist. Now, you might be thinking, what? Used appliances? People buy them? Why don't they just buy them new? All these questions rolling up in your head. Well, here's the thing. When you phrase it properly, when you clean the item up, when you write a proper title and description, you can sell these. I've actually sold a bunch of appliances, all kinds of things, new and used, and they all sell. And there are a lot of people who can't afford buying a brand new blender or brand new toaster or things like that. So obviously they're looking on Craigslist to get a deal. Now you might not get like a huge crazy amount for this blender. Maybe like if I sold the blender and the toaster, maybe between $20 or $30 for both of them. But you know what? To me, it's better than nothing because it's either it just sits there and does nothing, or I get 20 to 30 bucks out of it. So I would advise for you to go around in your home, look around for things that can be given as gifts. Really focus on that because people are in that mindset right now. People are like, okay, I gotta get gifts for the kids here, for my aunt Jenny. Like you gotta think in that mode when you're looking for items. Here's some things that won't do as well. So, and I've tested this out, so that's why I can tell you guys this. I can share this information with you. I've been selling on Craigslist for years now, for like 3 or 4 years, and I've probably done close to $8,000 cash in items on Craigslist. So here are some examples of things not to sell during this time because they probably won't do well. So now, it really depends on where you live, but for me, this didn't work out very well. So trying to sell a bicycle during this time, because here in Vancouver, British Columbia, and in most parts of Canada, it's cold right now. It's totally raining, and biking is not on the mind of people. That's not an activity right now that people would do. If I was selling winter sports stuff, like a snowboard, skiing gear, that type of stuff, winter sports, ice skates, then that would do a lot better than selling like a bike, which is mainly used in spring and summer here. So you also need to think about your location. Now, if you live like somewhere in California or something, then yeah, for sure you can list a bike because it's probably sunny there right now. Another example is when I tried to sell these barbecue grills that I had. So I was trying to sell barbecue grills during the winter time, and of course that's not really what you're doing around the winter time here. You do that in the summertime, and you know, I had a hard time even getting someone to email me requesting to buy it. So you know, I put that on hold until the summer came around, and then I was able to actually sell those barbecue grills really quickly. I got so many emails for them in the summertime. You need to match it up with the season, match the item up with the season. So if you can get an item that is great as a gift and during the season, during the time of the year, then it will sell. So these are just some real live examples for you guys. I will be actually listing these on Craigslist, and I'll let you know if they end up selling. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.